Hmm. Um, yeah, the problem is how you view it. I mean,
Yes.
I read a lot of blogs written about parenting and parenting perspectives,
Mm.
and I believe that the problem is not the problem. The problem is how you see the problem.
Mm.
And what a lot of people see as problems can be turned into opportunities.
Mm.
So also in my experience working with teenagers, a lot of the things that parents see as big problems, I don't I don't personally see them as problems myself,
Mm.
because I think there's a natural way that children develop. There's a natural process to human development. And as long as the basics are taken care of, as long as you have a place to live, as long as you have a roof over
Mm.
your head and you have the basics of food, and you have access to uh, opportunity and education, which is like the internet and the library and schools and things like that, um, that everything will happen at the right time. And there's a lot of parents with teenagers who panic over the fact that their children are not doing so well at school. And I don't think it's such a big issue, because if you look at how well people do at school and how well people do in life, there are many examples where you can do very badly at school and do very
Mm.
well in life. Many examples. It's not that if you do well at school, it's a bad thing. No, if you do well at school, it's a great thing. But also, if you don't do well at school, there are many examples of great things developing from that as well. Because what works, you know that you can do it and do more of it, and what doesn't work, you can either choose to work harder at it or to walk away from it and go and do something else. So everything kind of points us in the right direction. And the focus of the parents is very often not the focus of the children, especially in teenagers,
Mhm.
because teenage is massive awareness level of, my God, the world is a big place and everything is fascinating and interesting. And by that, what that means is school is not interesting because everything that's cool is not in school.
Yeah.
Right? The people, the places, the world, the films, the adventure, um, everything is everything is somewhere else. And when parents want their children to be focused at school, the kids are not really focusing on school at that point in time. Especially when the boys discover girls and girls discover
Yeah.
boys during that period of time. And I have a little speech that's on the internet that I gave to some parents a few years ago, and it's entitled "Forget about the education, think about the girls." And it's about how to motivate boys to study,
Uh-huh.
where I encourage them to think about how education gives you access to girls
Mm.
if you're a boy, and to look at education from that perspective, because then education becomes interesting, because because you are in the marketplace, right? And it's much easier to be a part of the market, or to invest in the market, or use the market, or explore the market when you're inside of it, rather than outside. So see it from that perspective. See it from the perspective of girls will be attracted to boys who do well, How do you measure if someone is doing well? Well, school grades are a measure of that, right? It's a measure of your intellectual ability. People want to be attracted to someone who is intelligent, not someone who's stupid. So intelligence is attractive, the same way that you want to find a girlfriend who's intelligent, because intelligence is long-term attractiveness, basically. And how do you measure that intelligence? Well, you don't measure that intelligence, meeting someone in a pub, club, whatever, right? You measure it through other people who are more intelligent and their assessment of the situation, which is school. So there you go. It's school is telling you where to go, what to do, who to look at, and why that's important. So use that as the motivation. Forget about studying physics because it's physics and physics is important. It's like, well, no. I mean, physics is the pathway to physics is the pathway to money and opportunity through the knowledge that you gain. And what is that? That's the pathway to resources. And resources are basically what people are looking for. Because people are resources. Money are resources. In companies, we have human resources. We have financial resources. So that's how I encourage parents who have problems with their teenage boys to market education as something really worthwhile to invest in, by understanding what the attention and the focus of the young people is at that point in time, because attention is the commodity. What people focus on is the most important thing. And as you know from business meetings, and you have described to me, that one of the aims is to discover what is important for other people. Where is their focus? Where is their attention? What is interesting for them? Whether it's something work-related, or whether it's something towards their resources, or whether it's saving money, or whether it's something that's happened in their personal life, or whatever. The only way to connect with people is to find out what is interesting for them and connect through that element of interest. And it doesn't change with kids as well. It's the same principle. Everything is about connection. So